3-6. So this is, to me, 3-6 is always interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is Knicks versus Pistons. While this is interesting, Bob, as somebody who is on the outskirts looking in, what do you think about this matchup?
Man, that's so, the Knicks are 3?
Yep, Knicks 3, Pistons 6.
Man, that could be an upset, in my opinion.
Talk to me. I like that.
I like Detroit. I like what Detroit's doing. I like how they playing. We talked about them a couple shows ago before, and I like that. I like their point.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh! And he plays. I feel like he plays. The word's not mature, but he plays like a grown up.
Yeah.
He's the number one overall pick.
Right.
He's pretty good.
No, but I mean he plays mature.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like
Like
he
a
plays
vet.
like right. He plays like a vet, exactly. And like, for me, I don't know. Again, the Knicks always are. And it's funny because the Knicks, I feel like how when the Heat played the Knicks that one time and the Heat was lower and it was like, I think the Heat can steal it.
Yeah.
I feel the same thing about Detroit. I feel like Detroit, if they get going, they can steal it.
I got one question. How healthy is Jalen Brunson? So if with a Tibbs coach defensive team and Jalen Brunson, I'm sorry, Detroit. I'm sorry. He's that good, Jalen Brunson.
I'm not saying he's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not saying he's not.
When I look at that matchup, because Tibbs is known for his defensive system. And both of those teams are physical. They got some fighters. They want. So the scoring in that game could be very low. So what I'm looking at now, who has a superstar that's shown that he can score the ball in the playoffs.
I think
so. It comes down to that guy.
They just got too many defenders over there for the Knicks. You got OG, you got Bridges, you got DeLon.
It's a lot, bro.
What's the other kid?
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart.
Yeah, they got Hart.
It's just a lot of defenders over there, so it's gonna be difficult. And we got to give some love to OG. OG been averaging like 25, 26 the last maybe I think 16 games. So he's been playing at a super high level. So if they can continue to feed him the ball and let him do his thing and be part of that big three, I feel like the Knicks gonna be hard to beat. And Cat got to be on his A game on both ends.
But see, Cat to me is he's always stepped on. I'm not defending Cat, but you see the impact that he had on Minnesota. We talked about how you got to get rid of him, then you get rid of him, and now you see
struggle.
That is, a gap missing. Then he goes into New York and does what he does.
Yeah.
He is a total matchup problem.
Oh, my God. He's cold.
He has so much talent, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's very good.
And that's a part of why he is, what you said, shitted on? Is that the word?
He's always shitted on.
But that's the part of it because he's so talented. He's number one pick, right?
Gosh. Sure. Yeah.
He's super. Not many players in the game can do what he does at the position that he's at.
Yeah.
And I think people just want to see that consistency in him. And he showed us a lot this year in New York. Away from Minnesota, because we actually got a chance to see him too.
This is first time in the East too.
First time in the East, but we watching them. It's hard to watch Minnesota games, and to catch. A lot of people ain't catching these games. Like you catching Anthony Edwards highlights a lot. A lot of people ain't catching the games on the West Coast and tuning in Minnesota. So I agree with you. But one thing about the Pistons, and I would say this, going into the playoffs, like you said, I got to see if Jalen Brunson. I got to see if he's healthy.
I got to see if he's healthy.
I got to see to let him come down the basket.
Stop it, because Detroit has been in 4 fights.
This is Detroit. We're talking about the playoffs.
And they've been.
I played against Detroit. I need to see if you're healthy.
So coach is over there. Coach
Bickerstaff.
Coach Bickerstaff he's brought back that, bro. They slapping people in the face.
No.
Bro,
I don't know about that, man. We go rewind the film. DiVincenzo was out there moving some furniture.
But not just that. But not just that moment. I'm not even talking about that one fight. I'm not talking about the one fight. Go look at over the course. Who is getting always fine.
Yeah.
Who's getting kicked out of it? What's the big burly guy that's
Isaiah Stewart.
I like him.
Man.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not talking about the stupidness in the game when stuff happened.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the physicality that Detroit has brought back to their style.
For sure.
That's the Detroit that I'm used to seeing. Yep. That's the Detroit that we played against. So I like that for them.
But that's why I say the scoring would be down.
Yeah.
And if Bronson is healthy.
I need to touch him up.
Yeah.
God dang it.
I used to get touched up.
That's it.
Look, P.J. Brown touched me up.
Yeah.
Like Jamal McGlory touched me up.
So whoever's
these
out
big
there
guys touched me up when I went down there. Let me see if you're healthy, young fella. You won't come down here? Let's see if you're healthy.
They got some big boys over there.
So I like this matchup, not because Detroit I feel is better than them. Obviously, they're just gaining their experience. They're coming off of some losing seasons. But what I like about it is that they have an identity.
They do.
They coming into the playoffs with an identity.
Yep.
And that right there is what a lot of the young teams don't have.
Yep.
They already have one.